Good evening, we're back with Greater Denmark and our glorious ideas for Bad Ideas Guy. It's been over 100 years since we started, and at this point in any normal campaign I would be an unstoppable wrecking ball, but I am still Glass Joe as far as I'm concerned. So we'll get a quick rundown of the situation. Again, we are Greater Denmark here. We are still Norse, as we shall be. We cheesed our way into the whole Roman Empire for that imperial protection, for all the good it has done us. That is to say, well, nothing you can put on paper. We managed to ally Muscovy. Unfortunately, they now border us and previously desired our land. That seems to have gone away, although they are militarist with 6 in military. Long may they do our bidding instead of their own. Our other ally is Saxony, although it's not going to remain that way for very long because, teetering on the edge of coalition madness, we decided to vassalize Brandenburg. Yes, vassalizing inside the HRE as a heathen, or a heretic rather, giving us double aggressive expansion. Wasn't good, it was 51 aggressive expansion across the board, but with a bit of jiggery-pokery, managed to get that down a bit. And if you missed the last episode, our ideas have actually shifted because of 1.15, which we're now playing on. New ideas were added to the custom ideas set, and I thought, oh man, maybe we'll get some good ideas. 40% blockade efficiency is not a good idea. Shipbuilding time is not a good idea. Tolerance of non-existent heretics is not a good idea. Of course, spy defense, you know, the greatest thing known to man. But we still finish off with interest per annum -1, so we can take all those loans that we never take. Still, we're probably going to be playing for a wee while without doing that much, because aggressive expansion has us to the point where if we make one move, we're going to fall into coalition hell. And it really would be hell. Not sure what good there is keeping my forts active at this point. But I really need to get those relations up with Brandenburg before they start seeing... well, they can't do anything against me whilst there is this truce in place, but I need to get them loyal to me during that time. So, thankfully, a few people deciding not to hate us anymore. It's always a good thing, right? And really, we just need to chill the hell out. Get our nation stabilized, and everything will just come together nicely. For all those light ships Jake always makes, the COG cost reduction was a bit OP. Actually, we were getting more out of the transport cost reduction than we do out of this new one. Also getting the impression that the music might be a touch too loud, but it's very hard to tell with Andreas Waltoft's tunes. Thinking we might actually want to invest in some light ships for a change. Get 5 of them on the go, and also get some galleys. And I think we only have 5 cogs. I would like it if it were a bit more than 5. 10 seems like a good number. So, the truces have gone away. Sweden could well coalition us. I hope they don't, but I want to murder Sweden. I really want to murder Sweden. Muscovy is going to be the one that helps out there. The tricky thing is, and it is very tricky, it's... I got a lot of discovery spread there. Excellent. Well, we were Chinese to begin with, so we knew all there was to know about China anyway. And yes, all that trade power we get in Hamburg is certainly helping us out. It's a shame we still have the clergy here, but I don't really want to dare cheese off the clergy at all. Still do need to get myself some more land, but the aggressive expansion is terrifying. I also need somewhere to export all the Norwegian rebels to, so it's kind of good to keep these around. Still, I want more. Some say less is more, and I don't understand. More is more. Actually, there's a thought. Do we even have a Casus Belli against them? Thankfully we got this claim there. And I don't really want to spend a diplomat getting another one. The main thing is that I need to fight Sweden on my terms rather than Muscovy's. Muscovy dragged me into some horrible war before and it didn't do me many favours. Mind you, Sweden have England and Brunswick on their side as well, so lots of things to consider on that one. And I can't take any high development provinces because of that coalition. So many problems arising from the fact that I get an unbearably large amount of aggressive expansion from, well, just about anything I do, to be honest. That gives me an idea. It's a crazy idea, but it's still an idea. But how crazy can I be? Sogn, you will now belong to Norway. Can I give you a warning? Oh, heavens no, we're not threatening war here. They're too rich and powerful for our warnings to be taken seriously. Risky biscuits. Probably be better doing it with a province that they can't actually get to. I don't want to drop off a province that's that expensive. Goodbye, nobility. Okay, they demand control. I'll give them something else in return. Don't really want to give that province to them when I could give them that, but I can't take the risk of Sweden just nibbling them up. Welcome back to the map, Norway. We have a truce for 5 years. How interesting. Let me fabricate a claim on you. I have to hope that they don't get any friends during that time as well. Oh, that's right, they demand control of provinces, which is going to make them a little angry. I mean, I can just throw them pretty much anything. But I don't have provinces that are high in autonomy to really just give away. Wasn't there one around here that I was jacking up the manpower of? Yeah, I already passed it by. Troublesome. Fine then, I'll give them sogging. This one looks even better. Get some off my back at the very least. Clergy gaining control is something that's dangerous. I don't want that. And it's for 15 years, so I'm just gonna have to deal with that. Considering you release them as Norseway, it's unlikely that they're going to get new friends. Norseway, I like it. Okay, but we can chill a cycle. Things just need to calm down. As long as we have our better relations over time guy, our aggressive expansion is going to drip down by 3 instead of 2. It went down by 2, didn't it? Maybe it's floored instead of that. Or maybe I'm just a fool. Whatever the case, that aggressive expansion needs to go. Do I currently have any tricks to get rid of it? I do not. I also don't feel like paying my army. I'm already not, so I'm way ahead of the curve here. But it needs to be bigger. I need a much bigger army. I can support up to 26, so a couple more you, quite a few more you. 16 and 6. How about 18 and 6? With an extra cannon, because why not? We can afford it. I need to... I want to get my ideas fleshed out, because I really do want an extra diplomat. But if I don't get my diplomatic tech up and on the go, Brandenburg are going to remain really angry. And I have to... of course, that's just it reaffirming my casus belli upon Poland, which I would love to throw Muscovy at, but oh, this is also lovely. Get everybody loving me a bit more, including my best friend Muscovy. Can't forget those 10 favours right there. So I'm hoping that Muscovy don't gun down Sweden just yet. I need them to hold off for about 5 years. If they don't, I'm in trouble. Of course, our truce is already over with them. The other hope is that Austria actually act on this. They're being integrated, but they are angry enough that they should want to break free. Not sure if it's actually showing their liberty desire anymore, but England is so down in prestige, and Austria has the backing of, what was that? Well, they have no backing. Well, isn't that just horrible for me? Right, we got a conquest in Norway, and the game understands that we are domineering towards them. Sadly, they will never accept diplomatic vassalization because of a whole bunch of different reasons. Let's get all of our lovely boats together on Holland. Can you call Muscovy in a defensive war against Sweden even if they have a truce? Yes. I'm wondering what would make me the most money. Getting it going on Lubeck or pulling the money from other places, such as the Baltic Sea. Or even the North Sea, because nobody really does much in the North Sea. Get to it then, protect that North Sea trade. And the rest are just galleys, which is more than okay. Sitting on that free diplomat again, often a mistake I'm making. I still want to have good relations with Bohemia, but it doesn't seem to be doing me any favours here. What a shame. Loyal attitude towards England. Everybody must have pooled their support, which is a tragedy. Oh well, Ottomans, my good friend. Privateer, Jake, who needs relations? Privateering really hurts relations. So I'd rather avoid that at the moment. Hold on, I was going to put off building all those galleys until I had war galleys researched. Oh well, I need them now. Can always just upgrade them later. I have the money. Not sure if these guys are actually making their money's worth by pulling that trade from there. Ah, but this is promising. Keeping the conversions going. I can't do Akershus because it is a religious center. Unless I gave it to the clergy and hired an inquisitor, it wouldn't go anywhere anytime soon. Our total strength is minus 1.8. I suppose plus 1 stability and either the clergy or an inquisitor could make all the difference, but nah. So there we go, we have a nice and loyal Brandenburg, not by much, but at least by some. I could almost enforce religion upon them, but I'm not about to do that. Would change liberty desire by plus 100. I would need some prestige to burn for that. Jake, with the latest patch changing Ireland significantly, are they going to be changing anything about North Sea trade node? I should know that, but I currently don't. Also, I can't really answer questions about stuff that isn't released. That would be very unprofessional of me. It's also foolish of me to keep my boats docked in an unfortified province. We'll get them onto the capital. So, don't suspect there's going to be much singing and dancing at this point. But I have some advantages, especially with Brandenburg as my vassal. They're a vassal that I'm probably going to keep around for a while. And they have 3 cores that I can get back. Saxony is a great friend, but I still have use for them. Brunswick, for example, need to die. Unfortunately, fighting Brunswick goes hand in hand with fighting Sweden. Tricky. But this is why I have Muscovy at my side. Muscovy have all their troops up in the north, which does concern me slightly. At least I can get some prestige for a change. Lovely. Could even make Brandenburg like me. They will eventually become Brandon Norse. Something to do with Norseburg. Could you threaten war in Saxony for that province? Oh, it's funny you should say that. I can't because we're allied, but Brunswick have provinces I could threaten war over. We'll get to that later, though. So that truce I have with you goes away in about 2 years and some change. And that will finally open some doors for me. It'll open rather a few doors. The English might be able to help me out with some of those doors. The English are fighting Munster and Scotland, but oddly enough we're not advancing in Scotland. Very clever of them, because that way they don't have to deal with France, who is allied with Scotland. But if England are clever, they'll force Scotland to annul treaties with France. Oh, I did get the Inquisitor that I kind of need. You tempt me. You tempt me so. I don't like having this politically incorrect province right here. I might just deal with it anyway. Ah, you're cheap enough to get. It's going to take a long time. So here you go. Oh wait, shoot. The clergy just did their advancement. And something else that hurts is going to wear off quite soon. Dangerous. Dangerous. Very dangerous. Giving that to the clergy, what would it do? Would increase their influence by almost nothing. Ah, of course, because they already have the maximum. That's alright-ish. I'll accept this. The clergy are probably not strong enough to give me any bonus to local conversion strength. Yeah, they're not loyal enough. Actually, that's troublesome because I can't give them that generous donation that they want. Oh, but I'll be able to use it soon. So, Scotland getting utterly trounced by England. This surprises nobody. I don't know why the English would want access from me, but they can have it. Need to keep people on my good side, mind. Wouldn't you get bonuses for being defender of the blubbity-blub faith? Norse is part of the pagan religion group and does not allow a defender of the faith. Sweden is not as about equality as you may think. That's nice. Vassalize Norway is exactly what I want. Subjugation gives me much reduced aggressive expansion if memory serves. And I will put that to use in about a year, which means it would be very prudent of me to get units on the go for that. Now they're only going to have 6, so it makes sense to give them the 6. That, and I don't have enough cogs for all that I want to do I? Give them a couple of those as well. And add a couple of cogs to the pile. It'll take a year anyway. Actually, why am I being so stupid? Get your units in position first. Jake, you're hitting max paper mana. Thanks for the heads up. Do I really want to do that? Well, there's little else for me to spend it on. And it's nice and cheap. Graf Speed, is this a custom nation? Do you think a Swedish-based developer would make a nation called Greater Denmark? I assure you they would not. It's also rather nice that Agdgar is a forest, means I don't have to deal with too much when I go in there and shake things up a bit. So in 1 year I'll pull that trigger. So Scotland were not forced to annul their treaties with France, but they were reduced considerably. Well, that's okay, we can still use this. The Ottomans, we got them to love us as much as possible, but that's not going to help with an alliance, as long as Muscovy is seen as a basically a protector of ours, which, to be fair, they are. and it's extremely important that I keep those improved relations as improved as they can be. So it might seem that I'm doing so little, but honestly there's so little that I can do. I am backed into a corner so much by aggressive expansion, utterly garbage ideas, paganism, and everybody that borders me wanting a piece of my pie. You know, oddly enough though, this one's finally gone to threatened instead of nay, the nobility again. At least I have quite a bit to play around with here. I don't mind dropping that prestige if it makes them a tad more loyal. But I need the clergy to like me a bit more. We'll make that generous donation when we can. Which should be roughly now. There we go. I need that so that Arkansas can actually start making some progress. Okay, Poland's gunning down Crimea. Muscovy do not appear to be making a stand against Sweden, which is great, because I will be making a stand against Sweden. And the trouble with Scotland is that it's full of Scots. Well, I have to help out. But with a bit of luck, Brandenburg can get our, well, get our everything, really. I'm sure they can take that on their own, right? Bavaria is essentially allied with nobody, since they are allied with nobody. The enemy should do all the everything for me there, actually. And my relative amount of contribution to the cause could help out. Sure, why not? Can even bring some siege to the party. But this is not the party I'm here for. That also thankfully brought our maintenance up. And we're going to keep those forts up because you never know when someone does a little sneak attack on you. Never ever. Does Poland still have the PU on Lithuania? They're even integrating them and they're a third of the way done. The PLC is going to be a monster. Thankfully it should bring Muscovy and I closer together. It's also very fortunate that Norway is going to be Norsway. That helps me out considerably. I also need to recall you, and declaring war here will give me a relations hit. So I need to send them the insult to let them know what I think about them, which is that they are pathetic. And I'm not chewing on inflation here. I haven't been paying this down at all, but it's having some wonderful ideas that helps us out there, and it's good to see we have progress going on here. We can remove this religious centre by converting the province. Lots of good things coming together here. So, subjugation. Oh, it actually gives full aggressive expansion for enforced vassalage. That's changed throughout the years. And with our contribution, yeah, Greater Denmark's going to be doing all the heavy lifting in this war, which is good. Norway, you need to go. You shall be subjugate to my rule. Now I threw them out with my military technology, which is a bit of a shame, but they're still going to die. Our units will never change from this. I so very much miss the, you know what I miss. Our sealskin warriors. There we go. Done and done. Jake, when's the truce with Sweden end? It ended long ago. And I'm going to be putting it to work. Don't you worry about that. The trouble is, and it is troublesome. Oh, there we go. Show how dedicated we are by... Okay, no, we didn't make it to the battle. Still, we'll rack up a whole load of favours. I don't know what we can use them for with Saxony. We already have a fair few, but the trust hit that we got, almost globally I believe, from declining the previous call to arms is all but gone, so that works in our favour. just needed it to chill out a bit. So there we go. We got 13 favours with Saxony. But unfortunately Saxony just got stronger and they are allied with Bohemia. It's good for us to keep them as a friend for now, since they're nice and strong. But I do need to use them against our other enemies. Which really does include you. Alright, so Sweden is wanting to gun us down. But Sweden's at war with France, Castilian La Plata. Did they do it? No. But what has France done? Attack her against England in the French reconquest of Gascony. So in this game, it is grand strategy. It pays to keep your eyes on everything, and I know I might seem like I'm very, very loaf in that aspect, but it's noticing things like that and planning ahead. The whole reason I released Norway is to get them as a vassal, which is probably giving itself away given my actions here, but bear with me on that one. Clever cookies will already know what I'm getting at here. So good to know that Sweden is tied up in this war as well, and that Brunswick is not. But I do need Norway to fall, or else this is all going to be for naught, so please hurry up and surrender to me, you fish-chewing oil heads. There we go. So, glorious vassal, 1 and 8 aggressive expansion, but I strongly doubt that's going to give anything on these fellows. Nothing else I can really do for them. Could make them revoke a core on Muscovy, but I might need that later on. I might. Who's to say? Nah, all I need is for them to be my vassal. Don't need their money. Yeah, good. Going to double check that aggressive expansion in Germany. 34 becomes 35, so pretty much nothing. Not with anyone that matters. And my aggressive vassalization of them actually helps with my diplomatic reputation, which is good, because Norway of all people are the ones that are angry with me. Oh, that's fine. I'm tempted to scutish them since I don't care that much. Opinion, trust. Why would they distrust me? Oh heavens, that must be all the times that I've fought them. Okay, but what this means is I'm now going to have good reason to fight you. There's a bug there that shows war exhaustion to impact on this much more than it really does, but I don't think that war is over between you guys. So, let's sit back, get ourselves into position. Would really help to make these guys like me a lot more. And once they like me enough, I will marry them. Also short an enemy. Bohemia, the feeling is mutual. But that might be a little dangerous, so I can't really do the first 3. Saxony's already my friend, and to be honest, I want Tuscany as a friend later on. Oh well, Tuscany have already rivaled me. Oh well, they sealed their own fate there. And no need to embargo Brunswick anymore. Don't need their money. Who are you? What have you done with DDR, Jake? Am I that cruel? Am I perceived as that cruel? With regards to this bug, pay attention to the check mark instead of anything else. But I can get these cores back for reduced aggressive expansion. It's far away. These are excellent things. Also need to pay attention to Muscovy. Oh, Muscovy isn't going to do jack for the next 3 years.